to get some cedar samples to take to the program on Saturday, and they're going to do a demo, but they're not going to have any samples. They called it off twice, but I volunteered to go out there with them at 10 o'clock. Had the old electric chainsaw set to go, but no go. Speaking of which, can you and I swap Friday, Saturday?
I think I could do that as far as I know right now. And if you need some samples, come on over here. I can give you some aromatic red cedar. I've got a couple of pieces of white cedar. You know, I got a few pieces laying around here.
Sounds good. I'll take you up on that. I'm doing ash and more ash. I'm looking for some variety. Okay, well, yeah, I'll assume you can take Saturday unless I hear otherwise, and if not, maybe I'll get Joan or somebody else. But it gives me more time to get jokes if I do the Friday Saturday thing. Okay, thanks a lot. I'll be standing by for the net. W9UUB.
Okay, well, I still feel like crap. Hot and cold flashes, but I'm getting better. A little bit better. So, oh yeah, it's been a rough week. So, yeah, I got to go in for an appointment today. It's CQ3 Tuesday, but I don't think I'm going to go in for that. But yeah, I've got some that's fairly accessible. I have some really old stuff. But I've got some, the red cedar is pretty easy to get to, if you'd like that. So, all right, K9VXG.
Good morning. The time is 8 a.m. Weather conditions clear. Temperature -5 degrees.
Well, I guess I don't have to tell you that it's 8 a.m. But I am going to tell you that it's now time for the W9DOR Good Morning Net from Door County, Wisconsin. We welcome all licensed amateur radio operators, and we invite you all to join us. We also want to say hello to our listeners who are out there. Your net control station this morning is Whiskey Niner Oscar, Bravo, Bravo, W9OBB. My name is Rick, and I'm located on the west side of Green Bay in the state of Wisconsin. Emergency traffic may break into this net at any time, and I'll pause now for any emergency or priority traffic. Emergency or priority traffic at this time. Hearing none, we'll continue. Just a quick reminder about the 3-minute timer on this repeater. Keep that in mind during your transmission. We ask that you please keep your first transmission under 3 minutes anyway. We invite you to use the comments section for longer transmissions at the end of the net. And remember to let that repeater drop in between transmissions for that 3-minute timer to reset properly. Question of the day. Question of the day. What was your favorite amusement park when you were growing up? Did you have a favorite amusement park when you were growing up? And I'll go out on a limb and say I bet I know what Larry's favorite amusement park was, KB9DIT. That's what got me thinking about this. So we're going to go over to our short time stations. We're going to take them right off the top and let them get on with their day. Short time stations, please come now.
AA9ARZ.
All right, Kevin, welcome to the Good Morning Net. We'll go over to you. Forgot to mention it's about -7 here in Green Bay this morning. KA9ARZ, this is W9OBB. Good morning, Kevin.
It's Rick, W9OBB. This is KA9ARZ. Very good morning to you all. Ready to head out to work here. Be full day of work later this afternoon. Have a meeting at City Hall, Finance Committee meeting there. So anyways, besides it being a optimal day to be in the Washington Island banana belt with the temperatures in the negative numbers elsewhere there. It's also an ice road truckers expedition to work because there's various snow-covered and slippery spots on Highway 57 back and forth there, so definitely got to practice winter driving skills and be on the lookout for that with the temperatures being what they are and roads, kind of, not with the temperature not in position to improve very much there with I guess inability when it's this cold to get completely bare pavement, so to speak there. So anyways, I hope K9IY is doing well over in Northfield, Minnesota. Sent email message there with the weather he came to mind there. So anyways, about the only time I was in Northfield was to attend a cross-country meet in the fall when I was the sports editor in International Falls when the local high school girls team qualified for state. And of course, up in International Falls is in the full icebox mode this time of year. So appreciate you picking up the net, Rick. Don't know if you had an invite to go to San Francisco this Saturday as part of a drum crew or not, but be interested to see if the Packers can pull off another win and make it to the NFC Championship game. Back to net. W9OBB, KA9ARZ.
Thanks, Kevin. Very good. No, I haven't had an invite yet, but it's early in the week, and we'll see. Although I think my drum might be frozen up. Okay, we're going to move on next to our VHF stations. All of our on-air RF stations will be next. We're going to take them, and then we have 4 stations on ECHOLINK, and we'll get to those momentarily after we take our VHF check-in. So, off-the-air stations, please come now.
This is Kilo Alpha Niner, Whiskey Alpha Romeo.
A9BXG.
A9UUB.
Kilo Delta 9 Golf Delta Alpha.
Whiskey Niner, Whiskey Tango Zulu.
All right, that was a long enough pause. KC9, LN Zulu, Kilo Charlie 9, Lima November Zulu. Good morning.
Okay, let me go through the list as I have it, and then we'll check for anyone that I missed. There was a little double there during Josh's GD8 sign-in, but I think maybe we straightened that out. Okay, Artie, WAR, Bob, DXG, Bruce, UUB, Josh, 89 GDA, Larry, WTZ, and then Tom, LN Zulu at the end. Did I miss anyone?
AJ9P was the double.
All right, Damien, I'll put you after Tom, KC9LN Zulu, so I have AG9P at the end of the list. Now moving on to our ECHOLINK stations, I'm acknowledging K9GU Michelle. I see that he's out there, and then we have Larry, KB9BIP, Alan, G1AEU. Good morning to you, or good afternoon in your case. And then Phil, W3DOS. Repeat of the question of the day. What was your favorite amusement park when you were growing up? K9GU, this is W9OBB, and you'll toss it over to Larry. KB9DIP.
Very much. This is K9GU in Apple. And the sky looks actually very clear, but officially it is partly cloudy, slightly cloudy, so to me it looks clear anyway. Temperature is -8, which is definitely cold, and the barometric pressure 29.92, and the humidity outside is 84% in here, so that's overall it's a pretty nice looking weather in here and right now. And in answer to your question, when I was young and so on, I think my most important ambition was to playing tennis in here, and I was able to actually ride on my bicycle and go to a special location in here where there were multiple tennis playing and so on. I could tell you how it existed, but it still exists right now. But I did that very much with some friends of mine and so on. So it was an important thing. And later on in the years, I played a little tennis also. But in my early years, according to your question in here, this was very important in here. And when I did that, I didn't have to do it when it was snowing and so on. We didn't have weather. The weather was very nice at the time and warm enough, and we could play nicely in here. That's about all the answer to the question that I have now, and I'll pass it on to KB9BIP. Good morning to you. This is Kilo 9 Golf Uniform in Appleton.
Well, Rick, you must be psychic. This is Larry, KB9DIP in Algonquin, Illinois. It's warmed way up to -2 now. Warmer than I thought it was going to be today. The auxiliary humidifier ran out last night, so I got that going again. I got 24% inside the house. It's a little dry on the nose. Well, like I said, you must be psychic. Of course, it's Chicago's Coney Island, the legendary Riverview Park. Yeah, I used to give talks on it. In another life, after retirement, I used to do a couple of shows, Dog and Pony. I would do recreations of radio programs and reminiscing about radio programs and the stars. And also a little Dog and Pony about Riverview and the rides and the misconceptions and realizations of Riverview Park. Belmont Western, about 2 acres, well, more than 2 acres, maybe 5 acres worth of amusement park, originally a sharpshooter's paradise, set up by our German colony in Chicago. And in '67, it was all gone. Turned into a campus for DeVry Tech, a detective station for Chicago police, and a shopping mall. C'est la vie, time moves on. All right, Big Al. In England, your turn. KB9DIP over to G1AEU.
Good morning. I do it on my sorry. Good morning, everybody on the desk. Good morning. I see it's very cold over there. Something says out of minus. Out in a minus. But in a certain way, it said -2. But here, it says 39. Oh, it's nice and warm. Not in the sun, but it's still warm outside. No wind. Well, 4 miles an hour, but you can't count that. And 39.76 on the barometer. Oh, I can't say about a bruiser farm, but I don't ever remember any in England or Britain until the 1960s. So I didn't see any since, well, we have to make our own movements up. As simple as that. Make our own fun. Make our own enjoyment. And I was in the Air Force by a time I was 7.5. And that's when movies last year came into action. Anyway, the C3UOS from D10AUU.
Bill, W3TOS, you're up next. This is W9OBB, Net Control.
Okay, good morning. W3TOS in Bellevue, where it's a whopping -8. So, and doesn't look good with the wind chill the rest of today. I guess we'll struggle to get above 0. So, don't plan on going anywhere today. Do all my work by phone and on the computer. So, not much else going on. I've got a lot of work to do with my 7300. I had it up for several hours trying to get it on the air, and I've had trouble. So I'm going to get on the phone and see if I can't get a technician from where I bought it to get that up and running. I'm doing everything I should be doing, and it's not working. So before I send in the warranty on it and everything, figure I should at least do that before I do it again this afternoon. Because I tried one last week and it didn't work, but I did learn about a lot of the features on the 7300, but it's actually quite a learning curve. So anybody that has the Kenwood 7300, you might want to give me a call, and I've got a lot of specific questions on it. So anywho, I'll turn it over to the next station. This is W3TOS.
W3TOS, this is Kilo Alpha Niner, Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Good morning, Phil, and good morning, everyone. Here in Mexico, we have a -3 degrees, nice bright sunshine. And as far as the question goes, I grew up in New York State, and back in the 30s, I don't recall any amusement parks in our area. We had many other parks, but not an amusement park that I recall. But I did remember that we did have circuses that came to town. And I did go to the circus a couple times, different years, and one time in the summer, Ken Maynard was there, a cowboy star, and another cowboy star by the name of Tim McCoy. They were in the movies back, some probably in the silent days, but anyway, that was a long time ago, and my memory isn't that great that I recall a number of things. But what has happened yesterday, I completely tore down my station here, everything, and I'm putting it back together piece by piece, and doing it slowly because when you rush, things never get back together the way they should. In the past, after that operation, nothing seems to work, but hopefully this time it will be different. But we'll see. I took the 32-inch TV off the wall, and I'm going to put that on my desk and use that as a monitor. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you informed. K8IBXG, this is K8IWAR. Good morning, Bob.
Oh, good morning. It's 69 degrees here in the basement and -7 and almost -8. But, oh well. Going to be heading into town a little bit later today. I'm sure I'll be able to make it. I'm going to start the truck up and let it run. Warm it up a little bit before I even leave. And it's a little bit too chilly for me. I did get outside yesterday, and I blew the driveways clear. It's about 95% clear, so it's going to be a lot easier. And just a few things going on around here. For amusement parks, well, you got to consider I was a country boy. Lived just south of Luxembourg. The closest park of any kind was Bremer Park down in near Kewanee. So we would go down there once or twice a year. My mother's family would have a picnic down there. The whole Vandenberg clan. So we'd go down there and have a good time for the day. They had a real nice sand hill that kids just loved playing in. At one time, it was a big limestone quarry. They just hauled, millions of yards of limestone out of that place. So that was about it. I did get to go to I went to Bay Beach when I was 16 years old. The Labor Council had a picnic out there. My dad was a laborer, so I went there, and it was a fascinating place to me. I mean, I never got to go to places like that. And Bay Beach wasn't that big back then. But things have changed a lot. I haven't been there for maybe 3, 4, 5 years now. Every once in a while, some pictures come up on the computer of my little grandson Henry on the roller coaster or on the swings and everything else, or the cars. It's always interesting watching them. Of course, he wouldn't fit on any of those anymore. So that's about it. I think Friday we are going down to Brilliant to watch a basketball game that he's playing in. Last night his game was on YouTube, and we watched it. It was pretty good. So, I'll send it over to UUB, KA9BXG.
KA9BXG W9UUB. Thank you, Bob. Was all set to do a little bit of wood harvesting today with the wood turning group in Green Bay. We had something set up for 10 o'clock in the Dykesville area. And wiser minds prevailed and said, this isn't that important. So, no wood, no harvesting. I can put the chainsaw away. Yeah, it's a good time for watching old movies and hot chocolate. And I might be doing more of the same today. Let's see, day in history. I get an email on that occasionally. 1919, Prohibition was started on this date. So maybe I'll, in honor of that, make another batch of beer. Who knows? Over to, let's see, Josh. KD9 GDA W9 UUB. Good morning, Josh.
W9 UUB, KD9 GDA. Oh, amusement parks, I think I'd have to go at Bay Beach. I grew up in Green Bay, De Pere, Alloway. So, Bay Beach is really all I knew till, I don't know, my 30s when I finally went to Disney with my kids. And cost-wise, it was much cheaper to go to Bay Beach. But yes, it's a little different than it used to be. Fun once up here, and I made it into I think it was the first room, and there was a fake pair of feet, and I couldn't go any further. I don't know how old I was, but I was young, I know that. And, yeah, I remember riding but I know it was quite a while. I'm not even going to say I'm going to work on the bathroom anymore because it just never happens, but eventually I will. But I got rear sway bar links to put in this blue car and change tranny fluid, and it's good for an alignment at that point. So, struts are in, sway bar links are in, inner tie rods are in, all that stuff's in. This is good. With that, W9 WTZ KD9 GDA. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, W9 WTZ. I wonder if we all remember when we were little how we drove our dad nuts in the back seat of the car. When are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? Well, the old people's version of that is it's all about home. When are we going home? I'd rather be at home. I'd rather stay at home. I wish I was at home. And this weather can stick around. I ruffled some feathers during COVID when I said, hey, nobody comes to the door, I don't get dressed. This is mini COVID. What I originally labeled the fireplace fiesta, that's been on now for 3 days burning wood, is sort of turning into the fireplace siesta. And boy, I don't know how long I would have to do this before I actually got bored and felt the urge to leave the property. I'm loving this. It's not that bad if you're prepared. I went last Thursday, stocked up Mom's fridge, and hey, what can I say? I like it. Over to Tom, LN Zulu. Good morning.
Thank you, sir. KC9 LN Zulu. Yeah, I can't disagree with that statement. Not bad. Well, the temperature here is about -6 or so. Sunny skies and practically no wind, just a light breeze going through at times. Other than that, not much new with the outside has changed, as mentioned. As far as that question of the day, as a kid, I don't remember going to Disneyland or anything like that, or any of those types of places. with 7 brothers and sisters. Yeah, you didn't travel a lot like that because it was expensive, and since there was only one worker in the family, we didn't do that. But I remember when my daughter was growing up, we took a trip to Disneyland on the West Coast. We were visiting somebody at the time, a relative or something, and we decided to stop there, and daughter got to take a picture of her holding up a car. I think if some of you have been there, you remember that. But there was also the ride, the pirate ride, I think it was, that went through the water and everything. Well, the ex, she decided she wanted to get it all prettied up, and then said, no, we're going to sit in the front seat. We want the very first car to sit in. And I tried to talk her out of it, but no, got to sit there. Well, it went down the hill, and I'm sure if you've been on that ride, you know what happens. People in the front seat get soaked. Me and the daughter were screaming and hollering and loving it. The ex, not so much. But that was a good memory for me because my daughter really loved that ride. And plus everything you got to see afterwards was amazing with all the pirates and everything else floating around down there. So other than that, hey, everybody have a good day. Stay warm. I will. Only got a couple of errands to run today, and I can wait till a little later to do that. So we'll see what happens. With that, I'll turn it over to AG9P. Good morning to all.
AG9P, O'Connell, -5 degrees. Yeah, in amusement parks, I grew up in Milwaukee, so in the 1950s, my dad and I both worked out at State Fair, and, they had a quarter-mile racetrack, and we worked at the 1-mile racetrack. In the 1980s, with my kids in Houston, I bought season tickets for all of us every year till eventually we didn't even bother using them. And for Disneyland, I've even been to the one in China. Let's see. Cynthia didn't have to work yesterday, so it was a big day. She visited 3 different doctors. The one that you would be interested in was the surgeon that flies with the Packers to every game. He got home at 1:30 in the morning, so Cynthia didn't see him till 1:30 in the afternoon. The Packers fly on 2 different airplanes. The team is on one and everybody else is on the other one. There's a lot of empty seats, so I guess they can lay down and sleep. And security is not done at the airport. It's done at the stadium on the way to the airport. Cynthia also went out and bought 2 more wedding rings. So in 6 or 8 weeks, her real wedding ring will be finished. It combines her current engagement ring with 2 other wedding rings. And also yesterday, she found the dishes here for our wedding cake. They're heart-shaped, and you can't even buy them anymore, she said. She used to make wedding cakes. What else? On the wedding, her favorite restaurant down there for the wedding, after the wedding, they offered us a room for $1,500 that holds 25 people. So she declined and took a different area in the restaurant. AG9P over to OBB.
Very good. Thanks to all of you for your comments. Real interesting here this morning, hearing about amusement parks and various other things. Always interesting here on the Good Morning Net. I'm going to pause now before I forget and make sure that we've got everyone in case there's any latecomers. I'll give you an opportunity to check in now. I see the same 4 stations on ECHOLINK, so we're good there. But do we have any other VHF stations to check in with us this morning? I'll pause now for that. W9 OBB net control.
KD9 UPE.
There's Brother Brad. Good morning to Brad, 89 UPE. And I got to remember to pause a little bit before I start yakking, because it takes a little bit for the repeater to come up. But, yeah, good to hear you this morning, Brad. And the question of the day was, what was your favorite amusement? Probably the same in mine. So we'll go to you next. And then we'll switch over to comments after that time. So KD9, you.
Good morning, Rick, and good morning to all on that. This morning, KD9 UPE here. And let's see, I was a little late. I closed my eyes and after the sleep when the little buddy boy came rubbing through the room and wiping his eyes and stuff. So I thought, shoot this Brad probably won't get up. And that's what happened. So that wasn't the best thing, but then I was keeping on little man and little buddy boy because he gets outside a couple of days. He's got a hospitalizer, and as the years go by, and he just here to be outside fence right now anyway. So let's see, amusement. I got listening. I got a little all family was listening in and thought commented on the beach. It made me think because I thought it seemed pretty big. With the way I got there, the young enough in the 80s were just impressed the heck out of me. How did they build a room so big like this, just roughly lumber cars? And I'm sure you, Rick, would have had to take me because I don't think they would have. It seems as though I wasn't old enough to know how to do bumper cars out of the back of my head on a wheel or something. So, yeah, that seemed like quite a wonderland to me when I got out there. So, that's about it from here. I just wanted to be sure. I got an email from me this morning there with an address. That's probably the best thing I do when I start to fishing real deep in my old notes on that. So we'll get back to you then. W9 OBE. This is KD9 UPE waking up.
Real good, Brad. Glad you were able to check in. I think you're here this morning. And hear your comment on the Beijing. Yes, I did. That is an affirmative. I did hear your mail with that information in it. So thank you very much. We'll give it a try anyway. And I'm sure it'll go through. Not a very big area up there. There was lots of stuff on over let's see. Users part Larry and I, KD9 we used to have relatives living down in Chicago, a couple of aunts, cousins, and every summer we'd head down there. And I think the first time I went there, I was like, I don't know, maybe I was 8 years old. And I remember getting out. Of course, we rode the Chicago and Northwest train down there, and I remember getting on and walking out of the train station on Canal Street and looking up at the buildings, and that was quite a sight. And so we went down there many summers, enjoyed ourselves immensely with cousins, and of course the highlight of going down there was the Riverview Amusement Park. And I know Brad had been there because both Brad and I had our portrait cut out a fellow was there with a scissors, cutting out portraits. He would just take scissors and cut it out and make that guy. But I'm sure Larry remembers all of that. I that place. And there's a lot of good memory there. And there are very good videos on YouTube about rivers and history and all that good stuff by the river. So that was my favorite. I, of course, remember baby hearing rain and that night and the love there, but that was not my favorite. The river was my favorite. And I remember down visiting my brother for the first time. I lived in Florida around Interstate 4, going all over Orlando, and there was a bunch of graders and moving equipment and everything of the sort. And I remember my brother mentioning, Walt Disney still building up some there. And, well, that turned out to be Disney World. So I remember when it was just piles of sand and dirt. All right, let me pause. And right now, I'd like to go back to our ECHOLINK board. I know that W3 has, I think, working on it. My IC-7300 trying to get that up and running. So you dropped off it, but K9DU, Michelle was still there, and so was Larry, K9DID, and Alan, C1AU. Are there any of you, are there any one of three that would like to share with us any additional comments? Larry, do you have anything to add? All right. Another one on our list. Alan, C1AU. Take it away, Alan. This is W9OBZ. What's your comment, Alan? C1AEU.
I can do that. Wait. I found the man on the base. They came to the Japanese company boys. So I remember in 1946 when I was on the base, my father came well from Norway in the war. And took me to a base building in Liverpool. We did in Liverpool. And need to go on a shelter. And I will share chips to restrict others right through to receive. And it looks like we've done that from receive. I never like to be different then, and I never like to sin. I lose what we were feeling and that you all night. Anyway, just to say, any dice, I see moving in the lost to somewhere me, so much is all there and will. See what they do, that's who gets control.
Thank you, Alan. Very good. 1946. Well, a couple of years before I was even born. So, a lot of history here on the Good Morning Net. And now I'll go over to our all other comments. Anyone else who would like to add to the Good Morning Net or any late check-ins? Now is your chance. Comments for the Good Morning Net. All right, hearing none, I guess we'll wrap this thing up for another edition of the Good Morning Net. And I just want to mention tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the club officers are going to get together and get some tasks that need to be completed out of the way, or at least started on. It's going to be Larry, W9WTZ, my brother Brad, KD9UPE, Vice President, and Paula. And can't think of her call out right offhand, but it's KB9DND is the old one, I believe. So we're going to get together and discuss club topics and new stuff. So pretty soon we'll be having a members meeting, and really look forward to having all the club members get together for that. So, I will now wrap up this edition of the W9DOR Good Morning Net. Right after I thank radio station WDOR up in Sturgeon Bay for allowing us to use their tower for our antenna, which provides excellent coverage, and also their building facilities to house our equipment. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you, radio station WDOR. So, once again, good morning to all. I hope you all have a great day, and whatever you do, try to stay warm. This is W9OBB returning the W9DOR repeater back to normal amateur use. Good morning to all, and 73. See you back here again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.